listening to the national news from VK1WIA. A callback and the Emdrc Clubnet will follow in just a few moments. For information about the latest Emdrc club activities, please go to emdrc.com.au or search VK3ER on Facebook.
Very good morning, everyone. This is Michael, VK3FLMV, for the WIA News callback on Sunday, 6th of September. It's very good to be back on our own repeater. All those wishing to say they heard the news can register now, and we'll put you down in the books.
Okay, Sunny Bunyip. Good morning, Michael. 3 Tango Charlie Romeo.
3 Echo.
Excellent.
JAG.
VK3 Sugar Texas. Good morning and thank you. VK3 ZAQ.
So far we have TCR, KAG, ST and ZAQ.
VK3GL in Sunny Bunyip.
VK3 Victor Romeo Sierra. Happy Father's Day, everybody.
VK3 Golf Hotel. VK3 November Lima, Marrimou.
VK3 Echo Alpha Charlie.
VK3 Zulu Delta.
VK3 VEL Portable. VK3 Echo India.
Righto, we added WC, UV, Lima Lima, MRG, ND, ZKK, EAC, ZD, VEL and EIP.
VK3 Zulu Hotel.
VK3 FPKO.
I'm now going to change my call sign to VK3ER for the Emdrc Club Net. If you'd like to join the net, we can get on with that now.
VK3FTOM, Tom.
VJS for the broadcast. WWP for the broadcast.
Again for the 5th time, VK3CSJ for the broadcast.
VK3AUR.
VK3 Zulu Alpha Quebec.
Now, are you calling for the net or for the broadcast?
Broadcast for VK3AUR.
We're still going with callbacks then by the look of it. So I've added CSJ, good morning Clinton, VJS, Jeff and Michael AUR. Anybody else that listened to the news this morning? ER for the Emdrc Club Net. Anybody wanting to join the net? We'll do that now, please.
VK3FTOM, Tom in Wheelers Hill.
VK3 Bravo Victor, listening only. Thanks, Michael.
VK3 Juliet Oscar, listening only.
3ZAQ, Michael. Victor Lima Tango, listening only.
Listening only.
Far, I have FTOM, BV, listening only, SD, listening only, ZAQ, and VLT, listening only. Anybody else for the net, please?
VK3MG, listening only, Michael.
FJAG, Judy, listening only.
VK3ZKK, Jim. Add to the list.
Had a double there, I only got Alpha. Can we go again?
VK3 Alpha, Juliet Hotel, listening only, and add to the list.
Alan added you to the list and noted that you're listening only.
DCQ Mobile, listening only.
3 WWB, listening only, and admitted list 2, please, Michael.
Last station that's very, very broken and could hardly understand a word of it. I only got that you're listening only.
It was WAT, Justin, Michael, VK3FTOM said that.
I believe that was Bravo Victor telling me the other guy is WBP. Is that right, Alan?
No, Whiskey Echo Tango.
Thank you very much. That's Justin and he's listening only, is he? Righto, we added WET and we've added WWB, both listening only. Anybody else for the net this morning? Got Foxtrot, Sierra, something. Could you go again? Sorry, I'm not getting any of that. I've got Foxtrot, Sierra, and I didn't get the first letter.
K3BQ, listening only. Thanks, Michael.
3 Alpha Echo Sierra, listening only.
Yeah, we've added BQ and AES, both listening only. Anybody else for the net this morning? Take that as a no, so we're going to have a very short net this morning. VK3 FTOM, good morning Tom, this is VK3ER.
VK3ER, VK3FTOM returning. Good morning, Michael. Good morning to John, JO, and good morning to Mr. Justin, WET. So yeah, good morning to all on frequency, and also I heard you in there, Steve, Mr. ZH, before, so good to hear you on the air as well. I'm just sitting here in the back garden, and because the weather was nice, so I thought, oh, well, you know, I might as well just come outside and play radio from outside, you know, mate. The weather is that nice, so I thought, well, I could sit inside or I could jump on net control, VK3FTOM.
Yep, good to have you back on the Sunday morning net, Tom. Moving along, we're going to ZAQ and talk to Frederick in Campbellfield. Good morning.
VK3ER, VK3ZQ. Good morning to Michael and everybody else that's on the side there. Thank you, Michael, for doing the broadcast and the callbacks. Also, I'd like to say thank you to the crew who have got our complete system up and running. I think it's sounding great, and I reckon the levels are spot on. And they've done a wonderful job, Michael. I'm just going to make this a once only, so I'll pass it back to you, Michael. VK3ER, VK3ZAQ.
Yeah, thanks, Frederick. VK3ER returning. Yes, we've all been running around like proverbial blue-ass flies, gathering bits and pieces and ordering things and putting it all together. And Ralph, Damien and Stephen ran up the mountain yesterday for us and put it all back together. Thoroughly tested and working very well. So we're all happy to be back on and broadcasting the news. 73s to you, and maybe we'll catch you either on Wednesday or next Sunday. On to Ringwood North to talk to VK3 ZKK. Good morning, Jim.
VK3ER, VK3 ZKK. Yes, good morning, Michael. Very good to hear the broadcast through our repeater and to hear it working. I think that when you did the check-ins, you didn't say portable, so it became a free-for-all, so that probably will explain why you got everyone from everywhere calling in and then you didn't get any home stations because they all checked in on the first over. Anyway, good to hear that we got 59 or 60 or 61, whatever it turned out to be, but I think we've got a lot of catching up to do. I'll just make this the one over, but have a good weekend, and it's really good to hear the repeater back up again. VK3ER, VK3ZKK.
Here's the idea.
You're exactly right, Jim. I guess I'm a bit out of practice after a few weeks of not doing it. I shall have to pull my finger out, and next time I'll break it back into the 3 columns like I normally do. I'll send you those tone boards shortly that we spoke about on the telephone. Moving back, we're going back to the top, which is Tom, VK3FTOM. Do you have anything else for us, Tom?
Yeah, VK3FTOM returning. Yeah, just after what was heard just then, and also the discussion which happened Thursday on the club Zoom meeting. I hope Ralph's doing alright. By the sound of things, he can't be too bad considering he ran up the mountain to put the repeater back on the air yesterday. But yeah, hopefully he's doing alright after the discussions which was had on Thursday morning. And congratulations to Ralph, yourself, Michael, and the rest of the team who put this back on the air. It's certainly sounding a lot better than what it did before it went up the mountain. Well, before it came off the air, I should say. And it's also sounding to have a different bleep on it, or maybe that's just me, but the bleep at the end of the overs sounds different. But hey, maybe I'm just going crazy, which is also a potential. VK3ER, VK3FTOM. Yep, that's about it, Tom. And yes, Ralph is fighting fit. I think he just had a touch of food poisoning. I think he said, but he sounded okay yesterday. We also had a few bits of conversation last night on getting control systems up and running, but they're now all connected successfully and working extremely well. So he's okay, and I'm all safe, and I hope all of you and those on the side are also okay and COVID-free, and let's all stay safe and on the right side of the grass. Couldn't agree more, Michael. Could not agree more. Anyway, thanks for running the net, and I'll throw it back to net control. VK3ER, VK3FTOM.
Yeah, I just heard from Justin, VK3WET. He says that he's over the hills and far away and he can't get in from where he is. But we wish him well and happy Father's Day to everybody out there. I don't have anything else to say, so unless you do, Tom, I'm going to close the net now.
My only things to say is I'll be video calling my father, considering he's on the other side of state lines and we can't see each other. But yeah, so I'll video call him and say happy Father's Day. And yeah, on the radio front, in all honesty, the last couple of days I've been fairly quiet. I've sort of just been well, Friday I sort of went on a bit of a radio blitz, but yesterday I didn't even pick up a microphone, pick up a key, pick up a keyboard and start typing. I didn't do anything radio related because I just felt like I needed a day just to resort to being human, if that makes any sense. Anyway, I'll leave you with it, Michael. Cheers, thanks for running the net. VK3ER, VK3FTOM.
VK3TZE. Go ahead, TZE. Good morning, Jamie.
G'day. I had a technical problem. I listened and I tried to call in this morning, but you can't run VHF through a HF tuner. Don't work. Over.
It will if you put it in bypass.
Yeah, but it still makes it scratchy. I don't know. Maybe the joining cable's not right. I don't know. I'll check it. But it's definitely going directly to the antenna on this radio. Would improve reception heaps. Over.
I don't doubt that for a minute, mate. Depends on how it bypasses, I guess. But anyway, good to have you on board. There's only me and Tom left. We have lots of listening onlys this morning. They've been on that many nets, they've run out of things to say, Jamie.
Yeah, QSL. Yeah, I've been moving around between the repeaters, enjoying it. Yeah, I don't want to miss out on that. I'll get back onto that. No, but you saw the photo. The shack's coming up all right. Spent all day working on it, rewiring it. So still a bit more work to do, work in progress. But yeah, it's running a lot better and it looks a lot cleaner.
Certainly looks good enough to me, mate. You're doing a great job. All you've got to do is do a little bit at a time. You try and do it all at once, you'll make a mistake, you'll put something in the wrong hole or whatever. So just do it for an hour, go and have a cup of tea, come back and do a bit more.
Yeah, I'll be in that. All right, not a problem. I'll catch you on the air during the day probably. I'll be on later. Okay, VK3 ER, VK3 TZE, and somebody's at the front door. That's interesting. Okay, clear.
All right, mate, I'll give you a ring later. I've got a question for you anyway. Okay, anybody else got anything to say to us this morning, please?
K3AJH. VK3BQ.
You're all coming out the woodwork.
We'll go to Alan, AJH. Good morning to you.
Good morning, El Presidente. Nice to hear the nice beep on the repeater, and thanks to all the guys behind the scenes to get it up and running. Two things. First of all, high wind actually blew one of my TV antennas slightly out of alignment, and I was getting pixelation on channel 10, and I was suspecting it was them and not the other stations who came in quite nicely. Looked up and found the TV antenna being substantially blown to the side in the high winds. Second of all, for the old guys on the system, you may recall I mentioned to you about the emergency help seniors can get in the hospital for 12 weeks instant home week help. I'm on the My Age Care program, and I'm now exploring a new option made available to me under that program, a split air conditioning system funded under the My Age Care program. Interesting, there's a company out there supplying air conditioning with a 480 volt roughly DC input off 4 solar panels working independent of the house main solar panel system. So it's something I'm going to explore and see if the funding will cope with that. So 4 solar panels to run the air conditioner direct from the solar panels, so it's no impact on the supply grid. I do have the option of swapping over to the mains grid to run it, but it'll be interesting to see where it goes. Okay, that's all I've got to comment on. VK3ER, VK3AJH.
That's very interesting, Alan. I have to look into that for myself, I guess. Moving on, we've got Andrew popped up, VK3BQ. Morning, Andrew.
Morning, Michael. Morning, everyone. Thank you all those who helped get the chunks back. Some photos are on the Clubsium Facebook page if you want to go and see what the repeater looks like. You can marvel at its neatness in the rack. I was going to just make a comment more than anything, Michael, that the check-in this morning sounded as chaotic as the new ISS repeater has been. There's a good pass in just before midday over Melbourne and Sydney, so it's been very interesting listening to and trying to work